Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick.
It's too late because we're live. We're live on 216thenet, 216thenet.com. And now we're playing theme music over theme music over theme music. And we'll just do that.
This is always such a professional outfit.
Yeah, right. It's an early Friday morning.
We're Sans producers, so I'm actually producing this from the host table this morning. So we're ready to go. We're ready to roll. And today we have The Grounds, and I put up the title as Saying Dumb Things because I said a very dumb thing, and in probably an inappropriate place to say a dumb thing.
Wow,
And
you did that?
I did that.
Wow, we're going to put on your shocked face.
Yeah. Just put on your shocked
You
face.
said something dumb and inappropriate.
Good morning, Don. How you doing?
Hey, Don.
And while we're getting this stuff here, we're going to copy that. If you guys,
Let's say make sure we go live, right?
yeah, we're going to go. We are live. We're live everywhere right now. We've got probably about 800,000 people listening to us, listening to me mess up. And yeah, Don, give me 2 damn seconds. See, now he's early. And now he's, where's the link? Where's the link, Pete? But
Well, hey, we didn't even have our theme music this morning. We
are very
find it.
busy expressing the professionalism of 216 the Net.
We're busy, important executives.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
See,
You guys are. I'm glad.
read my
I'm not
shirt.
sure what I am, but I'm
As
busy.
you boys are here today, I want you to know what my shirt says.
I am practicing mindfulness, compassion, and loving kindness, so don't piss me off.
Hey, that's my theme every day. I get pissed off or angry.
Good. How you
All
feeling
right.
today?
You two keep
We'll
talking.
talk later about that one.
Okay.
It was an interesting night.
Good. In the long run?
Yeah, I think
Good.
so. I mean, I didn't get to do the end result because Deidre and I were chatting.
Well, that sounds really bad as that comes out when people don't know what we're talking about.
No.
Think about that.
I did. Yeah,
I didn't get to do the end result because we were
All right.
busy chatting.
All right.
See, I said some stupid shit.
right there. See, it happens.
So somebody who
doesn't
doesn't know the
Yeah.
whole picture of what we're having
I
that
didn't do-
conversation
I
with,
didn't-
that
I didn't-
sounded really bad.
I didn't do my homework. How's that? That's what it really was. I didn't finish my homework.
You didn't finish.
I ended up
homework?
chatting.
You're
more.
ill prepared.
That's good.
Oh no, I'm prepared today for sure. I'm always prepared for today. But
Are you
I
guys
had some
drinking
homework.
fresh coffee?
We are.
Yeah, would
as a
you
matter
like
of
some?
fact. Would you like some?
Is it the good coffee?
no,
What?
you stopped at wherever you stopped to get some.
I know, but that's out in my
toast.
car, and I'm not going out there to get it. But
It's hot and it's dark. Do you want some?
Yeah, it's hot and it smells like the
that
ground.
sounds really bad too.
What?
It's hot and it's hot and it's dark. Do you want some?
There are some mugs over on the
Oh
sink.
my goodness!
And it's fresh. It's fresh. Hot dark coffee. I don't
So what?
know.
So what did you say?
No.
What happened? What did you say? Dumb and in a bad
Well,
spot.
Here's what happened: is I did go to a visitation funeral. Somebody that.
Oh, you went to Tom?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bill told me about that. I didn't even know about that. So
Yeah, it was. It's quite sad. Tom was, somebody I've known for a long time, part of Friday Mornings with Pete for many years, and he had a show on the station here, not done yet. That was every Tuesday at 12 noon, and actually the longest running show it was on the station here. Tom is somebody I've known for a long time. Never actually met his wife until that day when I went to the visitation there, and it occurred to me, and then I blurted it out. I mean, I said, well, a lot of people are going to miss this guy. To his wife, who obviously is going to miss this guy.
God, okay, gotcha.
And then I turn around, I'm like, look who I'm telling. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'm going
I'm
to tell you
preaching
as
to
a
the
widow
choir.
that is not that horrible to say.
I felt like a numbnuts
You shouldn't.
because I'm like, I'll miss him. I like the dude. I'm really thrilled I got to know him.
But it wasn't an intentional negative, bad comment. It was something that's actually how you felt.
And
It was
as a widow,
heartfelt comment.
as a widow who has stood at a wake and talked to, my husband's wake was probably 350 people. I mean, there's a lot of people there. I don't think that what you said was bad, because to me, I would absorb that as it's nice to know as many people valued him and will miss him like I do. So
All right.
in other words, that his
Well, then I
life
don't
was
feel
that
like-
important.
But at the
out
time,
there.
it definitely made you.
I'm like,
You questioned your.
You thought you were having
your authenticity.
I'm like,
You thought you were having a
felt like
Pete
I was,
moment?
I felt like I was preaching to the choir. Like, what a dumb thing
Well,
to say.
Welcome to my world.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are gonna miss this guy.
I'm the best preacher.
No,
in the
I'm
world.
going to validate
You're
you that
saying?
I think it was actually a beautiful thing to say.
But okay, well, thank you.
And I've been in that position, so I get to say that. Like, that's a really valid, you know me, I don't hold back anything.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, as a widow who has stood there and heard those things, I think it shows that you were saying he was as valued as you see he was.
Right,
Look at
just
this.
didn't-
I am
so I
not
don't
on
think
the
it's
ball
bad.
today, man. I am.
I was
so
going to
sorry.
tell you had little people in
I'm
the
over here having
clouded
this
zone.
conversation, and
Yeah, we're just going to pretend you all aren't there.
Yeah,
And we're just
now
going
we
to
You're
got-
chat.
here. Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Hey,
So
hey,
I
there's
think,
Silas. There's Don.
Hey,
How you
Silas.
doing, guys?
I
Hey,
agree.
Pete.
And we've
Pete, I
got
was going to say the same thing, Pete. That wasn't dumb
Anwi,
at all.
Alphonse, and Timo. I'm sorry, I'm
Good
not
luck
saying
with
your
that.
name correctly.
So
But good morning in the studio, and thank you. Good morning.
Good
to
morning.
you, Mbamwi,
you want to hear a good one?
Alphonse, and that's just one person. I keep saying
Yeah.
and
Yeah, right. So
saying
last
stupid
week,
stuff.
so
I'm saying and like
Yeah.
he's got 3 people sitting there with him, and it's
so I
just-
found out who Friedel and Friedel was from last
Oh,
week.
really? Who's
It's not
Fried-
Friedel and Friedel. It's Bill Friedel. I guess I shouldn't really use his first name, but
Oh.
my buddy, my neighbor, he chimed in to listen to us, and I didn't figure it out till he came over the other day and told me. He's like, "Dude, that was me, Friedel and Friedel." I'm like, "Well,"
Friedel and Friedel.
and well, because you threw me off by saying it's, well, who is this? You know, and I didn't even think about who that might possibly be, and he told me so. If you're listening today, Bill, good morning.
Man.
Nice to have had you come over the other night.
Nice to have you come over and join in.
Yeah.
So, Don, I'm sorry. Did I talk over you a second ago? You were saying something there.
I was just reiterating that. Yeah, I don't see what you said even close to a dumb thing, because I agree. Would you rather hear? Would you, as a spouse, would you rather hear nobody's going to miss this guy?
Well, yeah. I mean, had you said like, well, thank God I don't have to take his shit on the air anymore, that would have been offensive.
Yeah. So
But you were
I'm with
actually
you.
expressing his importance to the world, not devaluing him. I think it was a really actually nice thing to say.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't like it was a negative thing. It just it probably wasn't in the thought about first. I mean, I guess
Now, Pete,
Real
do I
thing
need
is
to
the
take
fact
you
you
into
didn't know
NLP and we can reprocess that in your
No.
view?
No, I'm good. I did think, well, that was a dumb thing to say. Of course she's going to miss this guy. Look who I'm talking to. So it was kind of one of those I'm preaching to the choir kind of feeling moments. Is how I felt.
my
Well, I
Blondie
think
is
you need
actually
to. I
from
think you
Cameroon.
need to re-look at that with a different filter, because I don't think it was bad.
So, all right, good. Okay. Well, then I feel a little better.
And I would call you a butt if you had been one.
Yeah, and now, okay, so they're watching from Cameroon Center, African Republic. That's really very cool.
Wow. Good morning.
That is a new country to add to our list.
New list, yeah. Mabwani, Mabwi.
And if Turkey's listening, email
Yeah.
me. I have
So
to say that every show.
good morning, good morning. You know, I think we all do things like that, though, Pete. And, you know, we say something and we feel that, and me for sure. I mean, we say something and we're not sure how it was taken, and then we stew over it for a while, and you feel bad. And that person, like Lisa just said, might even actually been like, you know what, that actually made her feel good, knowing that you feel that way. And maybe you were feeling bad because you didn't recognize his wife, or not. You said you never met his wife.
No, I knew her. I knew because I've seen her on Facebook. She would tune in the studio like a lot, tune into things on Facebook and YouTube and such. So I knew her when I saw her, but we had never actually met. And she knew who I was as soon as I started talking, but because she recognized the voice.
Yeah.
I will
Voice.
tell you something, because I've told you I have a sentiment card line. And one of the sentiment cards that I did was because my grandma experienced this. And then when my husband died, I experienced this. One of the things that hurts as a widow the most is thinking that you're the only one who remembers them. Like that you're the only one who still feels that loss as time goes by. 'Cause my husband gone almost 9 years, and I still have moments where it's, like my daughter just got engaged, and that like, oh, take me right back there now. Dad's not there.
Right, Dad's
those
not
things.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you start to feel like the rest of the world doesn't remember. So when somebody says things like that, that says, yes, they do.
Right.
And it just reminds you that that's all fresh and real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. There's an old saying, I'm not sure where it comes from, but they say that in this life, we die twice. The first time in the body, and the second time when people stop speaking our name.
Exactly, because that's how we remember people. We've talked about that on my show before, that we live in honor of the person, and by doing that, they continue to live. The reason they were here and the purpose that they were here says that mattered. It made a difference. And as a widow, she would want to know that. And that's why, again, I wrote a sentiment card even about it, because people were having a hard time. My grandma was going through, she'd been married for, I forget, 55, 60 years. And it was her first holidays, and people felt bad to bring it up because they didn't want to ruin her holidays. But in truth, she was really sad
because no one was bringing it up.
Yes, because they all felt they had
right,
just,
like, hey, I remember
it was just
when Dad was here.
Thing.
Yeah.
Right. So I ended up doing a sentiment card for the people who are uncomfortable to say it, but they could send a card remembering the person and realizing that the person was gone. And it's a big deal. So I think you made her feel good.
Well, then I won't stew over it.
Yeah,
we know our life mattered, not because of what we accomplished, but because of what we left behind.
And I'm very, it's unusual for me to feel bad about anything that comes out of my mouth.
Well, you're a rarity. You're a rarity.
Well, Pete, I would say
denial than the rest of us.
Pete, that wouldn't make the top 500 of the dumbest things you've said, brother. Just to make you feel better.
Oh yeah, I think we can go bigger than 500, Don.
So.
Yeah, I think we can go bigger than 500. I was trying to be kind
and just start at it.
I'm trying to be kind to Uncle Pete there, but I'm just that one you can let go, Pete.
All right,
the fact that you rarely hold on to anything, and here you're holding on to one you don't need to.
Yeah, we're gonna refilter and reprocess that for you.
Well, then Don, from now on, if I think I've got something I need to hold on to, I'll give you a call, and you can say nope, it's not on the list.
Bring it up,
or you can say yeah, that one's going right on.
I can say that's number 643, right?
I was gonna say you better have get one of those thick notepads, those big like 5 sectioners, because you can divide it out into topic.
There you go. Dumb things said by Pete.
There you go.
Pete's diary of dumb words.
I could probably fill one of those.
I think I'll do it electronically so I don't kill a bunch of trees.
All right.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Because I know I've said things on other shows because my brain doesn't work a certain way that have become, like Kent's T-shirt list. So
we all do that. I mean, it's funny you said, but we all do that. I mean, we talked about this a little bit. I think last week when we were talking about judgment.
Did we?
I think so. I don't know. Like, I'm really good at saying things and then realizing that it came off completely different than what I wanted it to come out as.
But your intention was pure.
My intention is pure, right? But it like I do it a lot with. I mean, I'm getting to the point where I have to preface what I'm saying. Like, this is what I want you to get out of this, and this is what I'm saying. Like, don't drive your car in the rain, or so. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is drive carefully. You know what I'm saying? I
will tell you that
one of my greatest, what I'm going to say, so you don't potentially take what I say as bad.
One of my greatest accomplishments in life, I feel, is getting past the self-esteem level that when somebody says something ridiculous like that I actually absorb it the way they said it.
Yeah.
Realizing that people say things, and now I've learned that I can laugh, realizing. I wonder if they'll think about what they just said later.
I don't think about it later, because usually they'll tell me right away that, really, what did you just like?
I'll laugh.
Say that, and then I'll be like, exactly. I'll laugh like, oh my God, that is not at all.
If it's something funny, I'll laugh.
But that's not. I don't want to say I don't have a mean bone in my body, because everybody does. But I mean, I really don't intentionally ever want to hurt or demean people.
Yeah.
But I tell you how it is, or I tell you exactly how I feel, just because that's really, I think, how I want people to be with me.
Yeah.
It may hurt.
Same way.
I mean, I take a lot of offense. I take a lot of offense to what people say, because of I'm very I've been very judgmental. So I think that when somebody says something to me, I think they're judging me.
Oh,
that's the mirroring effect of life.
Right. Exactly. And I get that. Right. But I don't know that. I didn't get that. And I didn't understand that until, people would actually chime in and kind of say that. And I'm going, wow, okay.
And maybe that's something I need to be a little more mindful of when the one thing I think is a dumb thing apparently is not at all.
It might be the greatest thing ever.
Because I just
That makes me want to dig into your psyche. I'm just saying.
Oh, quiet. You're a guest today, Lisa. Stop.
hey, you're not on.
Go get him, Lisa.
You're not on the job.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult for me to actually get offended about, and I think probably because of how much time I've spent in HR and the stuff I've seen, especially
You're
over
a
the
lucky
last
guy,
5
then.
years.
You're a lucky guy that you don't get offended.
Because I just, I wear nothing on my sleeve except the material they're made of.
Which, by the way, we're almost matching today.
I
Did you
know.
call me?
I was going to say something
Thank
about
God I
the
put
little.
my cover up on.
I was going to make a comment about the little bromance happening, but then I decided I would leave it be.
But I got a hoodie over there.
Yeah, well, okay.
It's blue though.
It's blue though. But
Silas, hey, I'm going to shift gears.
Hey.
All right, go for it.
Silas shared with me, and we're going to bring this up maybe on another show sometime about maybe something like hidden talents or what have you. So maybe think on that at some point in time. But he shared with me he paints.
Who does?
Silas. And
I
he
do
shared-
too. I paint houses, bedrooms.
No, well, he
paints pictures.
art,
Like he's
pictures.
creative.
But, you're creative that way, but he actually paints pictures.
You
They're
follow
actually
instruction. There's a
really,
difference.
very good. And I thought it was pretty cool. So I'm going to say, hey, Silas, good job on the pictures. You're a good painter.
Well, yeah, I appreciate that. Several years back, I was working for PetSmart, and we had a team building event. It was painting with wine. How painting and wine go together. You just have to try it to learn it and experience it. But I found that I really enjoyed it. And so after the class, I went and bought a canvas and bought brushes and paint and just started kind of painting whatever was inside. And, a lot of people paint things. People are illustrators. People paint people or animals or, whatever. And for me, it's really scenery. It's feelings and emotions and moods that come off in the painting. I don't know. Pete, did you get that impression when you saw some of them?
I will be honest. I'm not a very emotive art viewer. I look at art and I go, do I like this? Yeah, I like it. I've actually tried painting in the past. I enjoy it. I'm not good at it.
I cannot even draw stick people.
It's what I liked about the one I told you I liked was he did this winter scene as like a night, forest, pine trees and such.
Okay.
And what I liked about that was that it struck me as a very calm, quiet, and the solitude. And I thought, wow, that looks really nice.
Yeah, maybe this one.
It spoke to you on some level.
Oh, there it is. He's showing it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, that one right there.
That's beautiful.
That's very peaceful.
See now, right, peaceful right there. You know what that brings me? It's perfect. You don't need to move it anymore, Silas. That literally.
I wasn't sure it was on the screen or not.
Yeah, that takes me back to Colorado, which is my solace area. I mean, that's where I go to kind of reconnect with nature and myself. That's where I go with, like my wife loves
That's a long
Colorado.
trip. You can't find anywhere local?
I do. I go hiking.
Okay.
But I mean, that picture brings me right back. My son and I were just in Colorado.
Yeah.
We go, we do a father-son trip every winter. And I mean, I'll bring in a picture next week. I literally go off into the trees. We ski the extreme stuff. We go down into the trees and where it's just nothing but you. Nature, and you can see for miles and miles and miles, and it's just you just sit there and just relax.
See, that's healthy for everybody to do.
We actually had birds last year landing on our skis.
Landing on your skis?
I got pictures of it. It's amazing, and I blew them up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like warblers.
So then we could get into the whole spirit message of a bird. thing.
Well, like the cardinal coming. The cardinal visit me my last hike.
Peak back in my teens.
I wish I want to go there so bad. That's one of my bucket lists is to race up Pikes Peak. My son went there last year. Him and his buddies went on a road trip, and they went to Pikes Peak, but they couldn't race it. They couldn't race it. They're in my wife's Subaru, and it's not very fast, but they had fun. But that picture really brought me back and actually kind of made me feel flushed when he put it up there because I feel like I'm back there.
That's cool.
Wow. Well, no, I appreciate hearing that feedback. They say we paint the things we want to see. It's sort of a subconscious thing.
You don't want me to paint
where I'm at too. I don't know. A man of the
Morning,
forest.
Gary.
Hey, Derek.
Yeah.
Hi.
Boy, we got Cameroon, Africa today, and we got Gary from Singapore. All right,
Good
Gary.
evening.
We missed you the last 2 weeks, buddy.
Yeah, I've been there. I tuned into the show, but I was busy with other things, so I didn't want to go online. Otherwise, you will see me doing busy things.
That's all right. Oh, by the way, speaking of being all over the place, Silas, I want you to give a real quick plug about yourself because he'd like to relocate here. He's in Arizona.
He's in Arizona. He wants to move back here.
Move back here. He's looking for work. So while you have a quick 30 seconds, just tell everybody why they want to hire you and why you want to be right here.
Mr. HR put the guy on the spot last night.
Yeah, really,
Don,
right?
can you write that in the book?
All right, Silas.
Is this one of the things I'm not supposed to do?
Yeah.
Well, I've spent my entire career focusing on innovation, system, and process improvement. That's something that any organization can benefit from. I like to structure projects very detail oriented and focus on growth and development, not only financially but organizationally and operationally. So I think that's for me that's my selling point. Just coming in as a project manager, being able to focus on system and process improvement capabilities and reporting, development, and strategic planning. So,
all right, awesome. Anybody else on the panel have an interview question for Silas?
Well, actually,
Can we just hand him our personal lives too and have him sort that all out and organize it?
I just have two comments. One, I want to check his sanity for wanting to move from Arizona to Illinois. But the other thing is, at least if you are looking for a job here, you're going against the grain in rush hour traffic because the mass exodus out of Illinois should open up many opportunities.
Right.
Because you're going the opposite direction in rush hour. So I think you got a good shot.
I'll disagree with that.
Yeah.
So
I'm a cheesehead.
Well, okay, but fine. But so many people say Illinois sucks and we want to move out and this is bad. Do we have problems here? We got a decent amount of problems here. We do, right? But this is a great state. It really is. It offers a lot. There's not too many other places that
it's able to because your property taxes are triple anywhere else.
Right. So there are some negatives, right? There definitely is. But there's a lot offered here. There's a lot of things that you can do here that other states might not offer you. Your close proximity to the big city, to the.
But speaking as a cheesehead, you can be a cheesehead and still gain the benefits of Chicago and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I get.
You're going to lose this one, Scott.
No, I'm not. There's no win or lose on this one, Don. It's just for me.
For him, he likes.
Where I was.
Hey, I say stay here.
I don't think the state is as horrible as people put it. Yeah, we got some issues, right? We definitely have issues, and it's definitely expensive. But we're in the middle of everything, so you can go wherever you want.
I grew up here. I get it. I'm a Lake County girl. I grew up in Lake County.
You get 4 different seasons, which I like. Sometimes in the middle of winter, obviously it's not the greatest, but I do like it. I'm born and raised here, so I don't know any different. When I go, but you go visit someplace else, it's great because you're only there for a short period of time. You don't know all the shortcomings of that state or that area.
Unless you live there.
A lot of people say they want to move to Wisconsin because it's cheaper. It's not cheaper. It's cheaper taxes per se.
But it's not cheaper. State taxes are higher.
Right. But so when you get up there, it all washes out to be about the same.
I'm still going to cheer on Cheeseheadland because I will tell you that we moved up there from Illinois when my kids were little. Well, actually, I only had my first daughter at the time, and she was little. And I will say that I found the schools to be better. The classrooms were smaller. I was much happier up there.
In Wisconsin?
Yeah. Yeah. I was a room mom. I was one of those people. The room mom,
I don't know any different. I haven't lived any place different.
My kids were never in a class larger than 20 children. Most of them averaged like 17 kids. Yeah. The schools were strict. The woman who ran there was K through 8 there. They don't do the division all the time of the junior high, like separate, so it's K through 8. And the woman who ran their school would not be allowed now, I'm sure, with how things are. She walked around in her skirt suit thing with her radio on her hip and her tennis shoes, and she patrolled. And those kids walked straight line down the hallways. You could walk into the cafeteria and hold a conversation at a normal voice because people were taught you have to speak in it. It was completely organized and they were taught to behave. Now they got their recess, they got their time, to be kids, but they were taught this is how you behave and this is what's expected of you. And now working in a high school and seeing the difference in that, I would go back to that anyway.
High school to grade school is totally different, though.
But it's not.
A lot of that has to do with
it has to do with the laws
leadership.
Now. Right.
The individuals who are in charge and create the culture of the school and such. Shayna, by the way, good morning, Shayna.
Good morning, Shayna.
She did pop in a little earlier there and made a comment at 7:46 a.m. As a matter of fact. Comments are timed and recorded, and we will use them in a court of law against you. I'm just joking. But it's just Illinois is fairly low ranking on so many things, not just taxes. I will say that I grew up in Missouri. And as Don has said, I've said it incorrectly. I grew up in Missouri, Missouri or Missouri, but in the
Missouri Mudsuckers,
Kansas City area. And I'll say this: coming out here, I moved out here in '93 with my amazing, lovely, incredible wife, because this is where she grew up in the Smoky Mount Prospect area of Chicagoland. We moved out here. Immediately, what I noticed is just the general public out here is much, much friendlier than in Kansas City where I grew up.
You're kidding me, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised by that
because
too.
that's the one that is my biggest complaint, really. I mean, other than the taxes here, but I feel like when I go someplace else, like Colorado, or even like my family is from Southern Illinois, Quincy. It's about 6 hours away. To me, it's a totally different feel as far as who you are. People talk. I mean, literally, everyone just waves and says hi to each other, right? Even if you don't know them. Here, you don't get that so much. I mean, you wave to somebody or you say hi to somebody. It's like they're
really?
like, oh,
I'm with you on that one because I'm a Tennessee girl. I want to relocate to Tennessee.
Like, who are you to talk to me?
And part of my reason for wanting to do that is how nice they are down there.
Right. I mean, I still say hi to everybody. I still try to say hi.
People would I'd be getting gas. Hey, how you doing today? Okay. Here. When I moved up here, people
what are you smoking? Because I want some.
Just start talking, and I'm like, okay. People walk up to me at the freaking grocery store all the day.
I think it's because he's a ginger.
And
I think it is. I think just you're a friendly
maybe
guy.
Maybe it's a ginger.
Maybe it's a
Santa
ginger
Claus
thing.
Look.
Yeah, maybe it's the ginger.
The kids are coming up going, is that Santa Claus?
No, I don't. Luckily, I don't get kids walking up. I'm not actually a big fan of kids.
Like that one movie chugging on you. Hey, Santa, I want.
There's only one. Like there's one in this building that comes up with his mom every now and then. Steph's little boy, who's actually really pretty cool. He's a good little guy.
I'm still dumbfounded.
I'm not actually very fond of children.
Yeah, see, I want to head south, and that's part of the reason. Other than I want the 4 seasons without the drastic winter, which is why I want to go to Tennessee. But Tennessee and Kentucky, when we would travel through there, I said the same thing about that. Like they were so friendly. Even going in the gas station, the people who worked there, you didn't feel like an intrusion. Like they were friendly and happy to see you and saying hello. And I wouldn't have thought that of up here.
Look at Shayna says Midwest, nice, LOL. Yeah, I don't see. I thrive on just being. I don't want to say normal because I use it. I like when somebody says hi to me or someone just waves to me, and I do that when I'm going to the store. I get people that just look at me like I'm nuts that I just said hi to them,
but
or I bought them coffee.
Up here is Friday mornings with Pete is my experience ever since I've lived up here. Is just how people tend to interact with me.
Well, that's you have a calm
and
demeanor.
So
I've told you that's also the empath thing.
You know, people just show up, they start talking. Yeah, people do say that. I get life stories all the time, and most of the time,
I can stand in the Walmart checkout before and heard somebody's whole life details.
Or, you know what? I was talking about this with somebody, Gary. Actually, before I go rambling on about this, Gary, what's it like? Are people really open and friendly there in Singapore? Is that like normal for you guys, or are they more standoffish?
Okay, so I'm not sure if you've been to a Chinatown in Chicago, which is probably the nearest city to your side. But typically Asians tend to be very conservative when meeting you for the first time, especially if you are a complete stranger. Even if you are a friend of the families, but if you are introduced for the first time, Asians tend to be pretty conservative. But as the relationship grows, we actually become very much more open, and it reached to a point where then you are invited to family and you become part of the family, and then you feel like, wow, this is like totally very different. So you will see the same thing in your own local Chinatown, where you tend to see Asians actually getting, they get along very well in the restaurants or anything, but then you would take some time before they warm up to anybody that is so that applies across the pond, 9,000 over miles away on this side of the world, where the Asian countries are. But generally, yes, here in Singapore, we're multicultural, we have many races. So yeah, it tends to be, I think the younger generation finds it very easy to get along with everybody because, they've been exposed to, Western culture, and they understand how it's like in Western culture. So yeah, generally there is, but people of my age group, which is, I'm 50 this year, so of the middle age group, we're still fairly okay because of the education system and the thing. Maybe the older generations might not be that immediate open. It takes some time, but yeah, generally that's how most Asian society and cultures are. Be it Japanese, Chinese, the Indonesians or the Thais or even the Singaporean.
And I want to back up just a second. Did you just say you're 53 years old?
No, I'm 50 this year. 50.
50, 50?
Yes.
Either way,
50.
Holy crap, you look good. I thought, seriously, Gary, I thought you were in your 30s.
Okay, I think
I thought you were a really young guy. I did not think you had joined my age group.
It's a good diet.
Okay, and I let Don add that to the book. I thought you were a really young guy because I'm the same age as Pete, give or take, and he just categorized me in his old theory.
Okay, I'll add that.
Right.
I'm not
Strike
old.
that from
You
the
have the
records.
night
We'll
book?
start over.
I thought you were the
Do you need
same
a new
age
pen?
as
Are you out
I
of ink?
was.
Yeah. Well, Pete, I'd like to chime in on the nice question and how people are with one another. One of the things that, good or bad, I've been fortunate to do. I have visited 47 of the United States, and one of the things that I always like to tell people, and I think everybody knows this, but we talk in generalities a lot, and there are some generally true things like New York has more mean people than Chicago. But I just feel I always have to tell people, I don't care where you go or who it is. If you're speaking about a city or you're speaking about a culture or race, every single one of them has good people and bad people, smart people and dumb people, mean people and nice people. And man, I'd really love it if we would just deal with people on an individual basis. Again, yeah, there are more jerks in New York. I can speak personally to that.
But it's a generality.
But I don't go to New York and assume everybody I talk to is a jerk. And I think that's part of what our problem is.
And remembering that
all the
somebody
time. We're always generalizing people, and boy, when we do that to people, we just take away their humanity, and it's just.
And somebody being a jerk or having a judgment is a reflection of them. It's not really a reflection of us, but we tend to take things.
Well, we
generalize
things, and we group regions into cultural generalities,
and stuff like that. That's fine. Yeah, New Yorkers are jerks,
and we can tell that Shayna's really enjoying this topic of conversation because she's shifted for us. She wants to
talk about it anymore.
Yeah, she's done with this conversation.
Yeah,
Shayna says,
I can't read it.
Swinging back to Silas. Great segue.
Right.
Swinging back to Silas. Do you feel like you achieved a meditative state while painting? And that's interesting. Is that something that brings peace?
Wow.
That's basically Shayna saying, you all can shut up now. I have some information I want to receive.
Yeah.
Right. I have to be very focused when I'm painting. I always go in with a vision. It's never just something that's very open-ended, like, let's see where the brush takes me. It's never like that. In some cases, it actually creates a little bit of anxiety too. It can be very challenging, kind of blend certain colors and whatnot to achieve a certain effect, and that can be somewhat daunting. I'm not a professional painter. I was never trained formally, so it's all self-taught. I feel like I'm doing well, and people appreciate the work, so it must mean something. But meditative states. I'm not sure I would go there. But I do want to comment on the culture here in Arizona.
Swinging it right back.
Swinging it right back.
Put it on your hands now.
Like I feel like people came out west to have a slice of the open space, kind of the gold rush effect, you know. And it's interesting because in Illinois, in the communities, you know, if you're in your backyard, you can see your neighbor's backyard. If they're having a barbecue, you can see them and they can see you. You know, it's interesting here in Phoenix, all of the communities, everyone has a 7 or 8 foot high wall in their backyard. So you can't see what your neighbors are doing. It's really strange. You know, in politics, you know, you'll drop off candidate cards, you'll ring the bell, you'll tell them about your candidate. I'm Silas, I'm here promoting my candidate, blah, blah, blah. And it feels really awkward. But when you actually meet people, they're actually, you'd be surprised. They're fairly open. And in public spaces, people are, they seem very outgoing and they seem very engaged with each other. And I've always taken it upon myself to be social and to be friendly in any situation. So, you know, if they want to be a stick in the mud, let them be that way. I'm going to be Silas. You know, it's interesting. Like when I went to Philadelphia, we canvassed in Ben Franklin's old district, and the first thing they told us was the people here are very social. They'll have a conversation with you. At this time, if we're not ringing their bell to tell them about our candidates, they actually think that there's something wrong. So, you know, you just got very different cultures across the country. It's a very interesting topic.
Well, I'm going to chime in on Silas' part because the one and only time that my first and the only time that I've been in the US was about 6 years ago, and I spent a week in Arizona. So I was in Tucson, I was in Phoenix. I stayed at my friend's place in Phoenix, and so I arrived in Tucson first. I went to the Pima Air and Space Museum. I stayed in a hotel. I think my experience in Arizona was just so amazing. From the team and the manager at the hotel, right down to the great team at the Pima Air and Space Museum, right down to Phoenix Airport. When I stayed at my friend's place in Phoenix, he brought me down to Scottsdale and things like that, and it was just amazing, the friendliness of the people in Arizona itself. So yeah, I think the southern states tend to have, I think, a very homely hospitality feel to the whole thing, and I actually enjoyed myself in Arizona that 1 week before I went the next week to San Francisco for my work trip. That was a totally different thing altogether.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And whilst I was clumsily clicking through things there, sorry, it is time to mention that we are brought to you today by the Cannabis CBD Shop. Cannabis CBD Shop, which is actually right down the road. You can reach them and visit them at 818 Front Street, McHenry, Illinois, 60050. Give them a call, 815-687-2608. Cannabis CBD Shop offers quality, affordable, convenient products. Their mission is to provide an alternative, natural way of healing without using industrialized pharmaceuticals. They offer a broad array of hemp products to address a wide variety of ailments. Their team will guide you through your options to make sure that you are comfortable with your purchase. CannabisCBDShop.com, and we thank them for their support. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program.
We are friendly over there too.
You are.
There's more of your mountains, Scott. More of your mountains there.
Yeah. Well, there exactly everything. If you look at really the themes of all my businesses, there's mountains or beaches in every one of them.
Cool.
Because that's my thing. I mean, someday I hope to have a house at least in the mountains or move there to the mountains.
The mountains of Illinois.
What's that?
The mountains of Illinois.
Hey, mountains of Illinois are at the hills of Illinois, but it's just there's something calming.
Catherine, I had actually put a deposit on a crap cabin on Pikes Peak.
Boy, I wish you had finished going through with that, buddy.
I never would have met you if I did, because I would have gone there.
Never left.
My plan was to be done with people, done with society, get a dog, and go eat nuts and berries on a mountain. And
some days that sounds good.
Then I met Mary Catherine, and I'm like, I'll get my money back.
Again, you know where that makes me go. Let's go and dive into that.
Well, you know,
Mary Shep says, Gary, if you're ever in the States again, I'm making you lunch.
There you go.
Gary
said, if I get to that part of the States, I'll take it up on the offer. Yes.
Yeah.
You can come be on the show live.
There you go. Actually, that would be really freaking awesome, man.
You can sit here behind this little table and
Yeah.
I think if I ever get to the Illinois area, I think if I ever get to Harvard, I think there's a lot of people waiting to meet me in Harvard, and even the guy at the owner of Wilmot Speedway also told me, "Hey, you come on the night when we're racing, we're going to put you right in the first car."
There you go. That's Shayna says with a typical Don. She's asking Don. I'm gonna take. You know what? I'm gonna have umbrage with this statement here in a minute because she's
not asking you.
Typical, I know she's not. Midwestern type be like the morning people of the country. You know, the type that wants to talk before coffee.
There is no speaking before coffee.
First of all, I've said before that I've never met Shayna, but I love Shayna because I think she's just awesome on this show when I've been on a few times. But I would be guilty as charged under that one, Shane. I'm one of those weird people, I guess you'd call it, that I wake up, and if I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, 5 seconds after I'm awake, I'm wide awake. But I love my coffee. I will be pounding coffee in the morning, but I'm guilty as charged. I am definitely a morning person, but also I'd rather have my cup of coffee. But
I don't care. I better have a cup of coffee in me before somebody starts talking and sharing anything.
I don't know about that. I mean,
that's weird too. Okay, I'm going to back off on that because I consider myself a morning person because I start functioning about 3:45 every morning.
You have to be.
But I've always got coffee.
Yes.
Or
see, to me, it doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter. If it's time to talk, it's time to talk. I mean, obviously, don't just literally wake up, turn over, and start going. But I mean, conversation. If you've got something to say, you need something to say, or you need to say something. Say it. For me,
it's not that you wouldn't be allowed to say it. It's that it's not going to be perceived very well until the cup is completed.
I don't know.
Might have to repeat it to you, Lisa. Is that what you're saying?
If you want a kind response, if you're wanting a kind, receptive response, yes, Don, that would be true.
That's a Midwestern bullshit thing.
No, it is not. It is a Lisa truth.
No. If you're out, no. Sorry, it's not a Lisa truth.
No.
Sorry, I disagree. I do know people that are completely crotchety and shitty until they have coffee, and to me, I don't want to say it's a cop out, but it's just you are you.
That's right. So don't call bullshit on my truth.
Why does coffee make you any more?
I have friends that will text me if they need to
take it outside.
Have you finished your coffee yet? Because they know, let me have my cup of coffee, let me have my time, and then I'm here.
See, I think,
but up until then, don't bother.
Because here's the deal. You said, let me have my time.
Yes.
I have a morning routine, a morning ritual that I go through. It involves some quiet time even before I get out the door. I do like that time of day. And it's when it gets interrupted, I feel internally a little cranky, but it depends on who's doing the interrupting, what's needed. But it's like I'm not done with my. It's like I get up.
I get up.
Nothing really to do with.
I get up an hour and a half before I actually have to start getting ready to go to work.
See,
I need my time.
Shayna says it's for your safety.
Yeah, I need my time. I need my processing.
I was going to say it's more of a processing time than anything else, but.
And if you want me to process my own BS before I actually try to consume yours, then you need to let me have my damn coffee.
All I know is if I ever meet you in the morning, I'm going to make sure you've had your coffee, Lisa. That's all I know.
Or maybe your brain is malfunctioning, thinking that I have to accept it before I am ready.
What we've learned today is simply let Lisa have her damn coffee.
That's right.
I would.
Or Pete have his quiet time.
Or for Scott to at least wake up.
I am compassionate, understanding.
Don't start talking to Scott when he's still asleep.
Unless you try,
I won't hear you.
Don't try and get my positives out of me before the cup is in. That's the bottom line. I don't think it's that much to ask.
Okay, so in that case, maybe it's actually then everyone just looking. It's for your grounding time. You wake, not literally the ground, but it's a grounding. You're getting yourself. You're getting your mental faculties together.
And I'm processing all the crap that's in my head all the time, and I'm putting it where it belongs. It's like cleaning up.
And see, this is important. Deidre, which is Scott's wife.
Hi, Deidre.
And it's important because it's coming from your wife. I haven't even read it yet. I'm just saying it's important because I haven't read this yet. It's coming from your wife. Therefore, it's important.
It's absolutely.
So there you go. I like to go to bed before I actually need sleep, so I can have my time and decompress from the day.
That is actually incredibly healthy as long as decompression is really what's happening.
Okay, and see, here's the thing. My wife and I always retire at the same time every night, and we go together to the master bedroom. She reads. I generally watch videos, and we're together, but it's very quiet. It's because I've got the earbuds. It's downtime. We rarely actually use that time to talk. Our talking time is usually through dinner or in the morning if I'm home and then she gets up of a weekend, what have you. But it's usually after I get home from work, and then through dinner is our conversational engagement time.
Right.
It's never, we don't ever go to bed and start yak. That's decompression, quiet time, even though we're together.
Yeah, no, and that's, like Deidre says, she does do that, and I've never understood that because I've never done it until I started trying it. And it's a learned process. It's hard for me when I'm go all day long, and then I'll decompress, or like we were kind of chatting the other night, I'll sit in front of the TV to kind of hypnotize myself so I can put all, the day's frustrations away. And then I end up usually falling asleep in front of the TV, which is horrible. I know, but it's just kind of my way to decompress. And then I go up to bed and fall asleep, where she's already been up there, took a nice hot bath, maybe we'll read, and, which is, she falls asleep in bed instead of me having to get up and go to it.
And what I'd like to do actually is ask, because Gary, it's evening for you where you are now. You've already had your Good Friday. We're embarking on ours. And Silas it's still quite early there for him.
2 hours, I think.
6:15.
Fine. Yeah. So, Silas, did you have your coffee this morning? Or do you, and then after
I have a confession to make. I don't drink coffee.
You don't drink coffee.
What?
I drink water.
So
What?
Silas is up in the morning for him just to come and sit with us on a bottle of water. Gary, now
see, that's the way I am too. I don't need coffee.
I don't drink coffee
Oh
too.
my gosh!
I wake up.
I'm not a coffee or tea person. I'm more of a fizzy drink person. So I always drink Coke.
Yeah, I actually spilled Coke all over my desk this morning.
Oh, what a waste!
That's something. Every now and then I'll have a taste for one and I'll drink one, but it's rare.
The orange cream Coke. And do you get the flavored Cokes or not? Just the
we have the regular Coke. We have I think what you guys call in US Diet Coke. We have it here, but it's known in Asia is known as Coke Light. So it's the gray color, silver color one is Coke Light, and then we have and we have Coke Zero, which is the black label.
Yeah, we have that.
Yeah, and then we have once in a while we get some odd flavors like cherry flavored Coke or vanilla Coke, vanilla flavored Coke.
Mm-hmm.
There's some weird flavors in there, but it's I'm more of the regular Coke. And
I'm still stuck on the man who's up this early on the radio and doesn't drink coffee. I'm still.
So,
I'm proud of myself when I went down to half a pot a day instead of a whole one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's a new one that we have not seen this here in Singapore. No.
Wow.
Okay, that's going to be interesting.
In Vegas, they have a Coca-Cola store. You can try all of them.
Here, I got a real good question that pertains to this coffee
product
thing in
placement.
the morning. No, forget the product placement.
No, that was product placement.
Oh, got
Coke, if you'd like, we do reach.
Yeah, we do reach a lot of
2 million people, and there's quite a few listening.
Pete never misses the opportunity to pimp the station.
My brain goes to, okay, what is the difference then between you or me when you have to have coffee to get up and function in the morning, like in our brains, right? So what's the difference? Why do you need coffee?
I don't have to have coffee to get up and function in the morning. I have to have coffee to get up and function pleasantly. There's
okay. Why do you have to have a stimulant function?
Because it's a habit that I've created.
Right, but I'm saying so. It's a habit. It's not an actual physical.
Oh, absolutely!
Necessity.
I could break myself a caffeine. I'm proud of myself. I've gotten down to half a pot a day.
You can tell you're drinking a lot of it. Look, you're going to.
Oh, you know what? Now let's have a conversation on the pot calling the kettle black moments.
Oh no! I mean, I just really wonder what the difference is, if there is a difference.
Just a habit,
right? Well, some people don't function until they've sat and had a cup of coffee. And like my brain, I'm up. My brain's going right away. Which in a lot of ways is bad. I mean, so I would like to wake up and not have to think.
My husband,
I would like
coffee.
to, just be able to sit there and relax, and take a cup of coffee that gets me functioning. But the second I wake up, I'm on.
Yeah, my husband did not drink coffee. I mean, he functioned, but what? He drank Mountain Dew. That would be the thing. Well, so I guess he still had it, right?
So what's the difference? Is there a difference in brain function that your brain needs?
Mine works better than yours.
It looks for the caffeine. It looks for that kickstart. I simply like coffee. I really enjoy it.
I think that's a personal thing for people, what they choose. I mean, why does somebody choose booze to relax when I don't drink? So why is that something that they chose? I didn't choose it.
Well, it's a crutch.
But my coffee is kind of my crutch too. It's my downtime. It's my time that and in truth, I will tell you, since you said that, I'll be perfectly honest. It began being so important when it was my excuse, because when my kids were little, they all knew if mom hasn't had her cup of coffee, leave her be. So even if they woke up when I was trying to get ready for the day, they knew, go sit and play quiet, and they actually really did it.
And Shayna says coffee has health benefits.
It does. It does. There are some health benefits to it, but I'm just wondering if there's a difference in how we're wired.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
You hear how Scott's trying to prove he's smarter than me on the station?
I'm asking questions.
Look at Gary caught on. Gary sees it.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work, Lisa. Lisa, it's not going to work. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Legit question.
So, here, Mary says, if breaking any addiction was easy, I challenge everyone to give up salt or sugar for a week.
If they give up sugar, they're going to feel amazing, other than that first couple days worth of headache because you're detoxing. But the difference that you feel in yourself if you get off of sugar and carbs and shit like that, it's
Mary, I will tell you, I have significantly cut back on sugar, but I cannot say that I have completely given it up because it's normally in my coffee.
I never put. Mine's just straight.
I just drank a black cup of coffee. I just have a preference.
I like rare. If I put anything in it, it's either a whole milk or like a real whipping cream.
I'm a cream and sugar.
And that's it. I don't like shit in my coffee. I don't like
who does?
I don't like putting things. I just
you
like
go,
the
Shayna. Right,
Shayna.
You
really?
Speak for us, girl.
Thanks, Shayna. I'm not starting anything.
Shayna is my hero.
Just a ceremony type quality.
That is correct.
That's true. It is true. Mary says it does. It does. Black coffee benefits. I started to say it does suck. I don't know why I was going to say that. Mary Ship says it does. Black coffee has benefits. It's ruined as soon as you
Mary,
add
stop
anything.
it. Go back to Shayna.
No, Mary's. They're both right.
And then Deidre says, but caffeine can also lead to adrenal fatigue. This is true because the caffeine actually blocks the receptors for adrenaline. And
I would like to know how the show went from making fun of dumb things that Pete said to bashing Lisa's coffee.
Bashing Lisa's coffee.
Drinking my coffee.
I'm not bashing the coffee. I'm wondering. Hold on. I want
to go back to dumb things Pete says.
Yeah, let's go back to dumb things.
End of the show. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
I think Scott is probing into a very interesting topic. I think, honestly, I'm not sure it is about the caffeine being a requirement to start the day. It could just be part of your routine. Some people exercise, they work out. That gives them the energy they need to get going, For me, I sleep as long as I can. I get out of bed and I go where I need to go. And I drink my water and bring it with me. That's my routine.
For me, I'm just wondering if there's like a psychological or if there's a physiological difference between somebody that quote unquote needs coffee in the morning to get rolling versus somebody that doesn't. I don't need it.
Yes,
sometimes it helps if I'm a little, I don't want to say groggy, but I like.
The short answer is yes, because you conditioned your body to have that item in the morning. So there is a psychological need for it. Your brain has become, it doesn't even matter if it's an addictive substance like caffeine or anything. If you have conditioned yourself to have a routine when you wake up to move, that's a psychological difference than than someone else.
Right. It's about filters and choices and processing and what you choose to function, how you
short
cope.
answer is yes to your.
Yeah, Pete, I'm a perfect example of that. I only drink coffee in the morning, and I think I'm addicted to having the cup of coffee more than I am to the caffeine. Because even if I've had decaf, which I don't like, I drink caffeinated coffee because I like the taste of it better. But if I drink decaf, it doesn't have any effect on me. I don't get the headaches. It's just I feel like I'm addicted to the routine of drinking coffee.
Right, I agree that there's a psychological thing, and like Shayna said, because if I have company or something, or I'm having a good conversation with somebody and it's evening, I will associate that experience of that comfort, that lax time, with I'm going to go get a cup of coffee. So it's an association to the relaxation, to the letting go, to the kind of chill time.
And I think it's because we are all creatures of habit. Humans are habitual creatures. So this process of whether be it coffee or Coke or even water in the morning, whatever steps you take to start the day, I think is because humans are by nature habitual. So this becomes part of a habit, and it's something that puts us at ease with starting the day or whatever we call it.
Because I associate coffee with comfort and calmness.
And Deidre says, I got two, count them, two venti lattes from Starbucks this AM. It just feels like a 2 latte day already.
I told you we had conversations last night. I must have really messed with her head.
She needs
Starbucks finds it very hard to earn my money.
2 lattes to process today.
Yeah. So there you go.
Funny.
2 lattes.
All right. So we went from saying stupid shit to
just a latte.
Yeah,
drinking.
I kind of like the whole making fun of Pete segment, and that really went awry.
Can do that again, another show on that.
I make it fun because I don't judge Pete, but I find him comical sometimes. That's why whenever my show's starting, you're always seeing me laugh, and people wonder, why is she laughing? It's like, because you guys can't see Pete behind there on the chair making the faces and trying to move fast to get everything done, and it's just funny. And that's how I process my awkward minute at the beginning of the show that I hate, because you're just sitting there with the camera on and everything else is happening and you just look stupid. But you make me laugh over there. So no, it's not judgment. Pete just makes me laugh.
Yay. Well, it's a good day to laugh. It is Friday.
Yeah.
Friday, whoever came up with that craze. It's
Friday.
Good Friday, if you believe. Yeah.
Pete, you mentioned earlier in your program, in the morning program, that Good Friday is not a mandated federal public holiday in the U.S.
No, here it's simply a religious holiday.
Right,
so you either choose to observe it or you don't. Many employers do actually close, like private employers do actually close. I think is it a bank holiday here?
I don't think it's a bank holiday.
No, it couldn't be because
it's not
that's
a federal
church and
holiday.
state.
Yeah,
Not a federal holiday.
Church and state.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's very much just it's an open choice kind of holiday.
In Singapore, Good Friday is a national public holiday, so it's part of the national holiday. So nothing is open. Governments are closed. Everything.
Look, your mom just chimed in there, and yes, Wendy, I do.
Does
I
anyone
enjoy
love a lovely cup of tea in the morning? She's quite English, and
I do like it.
She loves
cup
a
of tea in
lovely
the
cup
morning.
of tea. I've never really gotten. I like iced tea.
I'm an iced tea drinker. That's what I drink now
I
instead of
like
hot.
sweet tea, iced tea, but I'm not really much of a hot tea drinker, which I know is much to her
that's-
chagrin.
Right. I enjoy a good hot tea. I like something like a good green tea with a little. I like actually mixed green tea and chamomile tea because it actually kind of levels me. Because I wake up and I'm ready to go. Sometimes too hot. You know what I mean? Like too motivated, so to speak, if there's such a word. But I like my brain's already going a million miles an hour. So if I have a nice chamomile and green tea, I can slow myself down a little bit more. Where coffee, it just boom.
I mean, I understand. My
It's
brain
like rocket fuel for me.
When my eyes are open, my brain is on, and when my eyes are closed, I'm dreaming. I hit REM sleep really fast. I did not know it was supposed to take a lot.
Like an hour, something like that.
No, I'm out. I'm dreaming because I sleep in 45-minute, 1 hour segments, and I dream every single time. I just and dreaming. Then I wake up. I gotta get up. I gotta go do some stuff. Walk around the house, and then get ready to go back to bed again. So I have breaks all night, and I usually am falling asleep somewhere between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, and that's when it starts. but I hit.
Kind of early, 8:30 to 9 o'clock at night. That's kind of early to sleep.
Wow.
9
Yeah, we
o'clock
have to do a
early?
segment on sleep patterns.
Oh, yeah, I'm asleep. I am in bed between 8 and 9 o'clock every night.
Oh, here but you will find that in most Asian countries, it is pretty normal to sleep like 10, 11, midnight. It's pretty normal.
But you get up at 4.
No.
Right, that's the difference. It's like, Pete and I, we get up between 4 and 4:30 in the morning.
Right.
I'm at 3:45, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, see,
And
even on days I don't
and
have
even
to, I'm up.
sometimes I'll set my alarm like on days during the week. I'll go ahead and set it for 5:30 just in case I feel like falling back asleep again, because I have to absolutely get moving by 5:30. But because I don't go on the air until 7 for during Monday through Thursday, but on Fridays I'm just up because Mary Catherine goes her power hour starts at 6. But Shayna says T has another meeting for the cool kids now, and on that note, we actually kind of have to wrap up.
Yeah.
Can you believe it's already 8:30 of a morning here on Friday? This Good Friday, and I'm so thankful to all of you folks, everybody who tuned in, who's been listening. Mom, Mary Shep, Shayna, Deidre, and Don, and Silas, and Gary, all you guys, and Moonwabi. I'm not going to get that name down. I'm so
That's
sorry,
fine.
but he was all the way from Cameroon this morning. But he or she. But thank you guys.
Bye,
This has been
everybody.
wonderful.
It's nice to have a Friday off and get to pop in.
Have a good day. Have a good day.
Hey, everybody.
Great weekend, and if you celebrate Easter, hoppy hop.
Yeah. Happy Easter.
Go find some eggs.
Enjoy egg salad. I haven't had egg salad in a while.
Do you want me to make you some for Sunday, Pete?
No, I'm sorry. I'll get some.
See you guys.
I like egg salad.
Yeah, I like egg salad sandwiches.
Yeah, I haven't had that.
My grandma used to make some killer egg salad.
Yeah, I'll take you some egg salad. On that note, we'll see y'all later.
Have a good day,
Have a
everybody.
great weekend, guys.
Egg salad.